Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am super excited for this video because I'm going to be doing 4 looks with the Alien Cosmetics quads. There are 4 different quads, so I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and do a look using each one. And then at the end of the video, I'm also going to be sharing my thoughts on the quads and the formula and just how I'm feeling about them so far. So just to quickly walk you through all 4 quads, the first one here is the Angel quad, and this is a really cute little kind of pinky color story. And then next we have the Wild quad, which has beautiful butterflies on it, and this was definitely the most bright, interesting color story to me. I was very drawn to this. And then next we have the Unseen quad, which is definitely the most neutral of the bunch. I personally just grabbed this one because of the bundle price. I originally would not have bought it individually because of the color story, but because it came with the other quads at a decent deal, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And then next we have the Dreamy quad, which is what I have on my eyes today, and this is a really cute purpley blue color story. So before we jump in, I just wanted to say welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new here. I love talking about indie brands. I love getting to try new indie brands, like this video, for example, getting to try Alien Cosmetics for the first time. So if you're interested in more content like that, definitely don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now let's go ahead and jump into the 4 looks and my thoughts. So today I am using the Angel palette. I'm super excited about it. I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with the shade right here, which is called Angel. And I'm going to be using a brush from BK Beauty that I talked about recently in my full review of their brushes. This is the 206 brush, and it's so good to do so many different things. So I thought I'd go ahead and do my entire eye look today with just this brush to kind of show you it in action. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick up Angel on the more fluffy side, and I'm going to start that off in my crease and then just start blending it out. It's definitely a little bit lighter, so I am building it up. Alright, now I'm going to take the darker matte, which is called Heart, and I'm going to start that off on my outer V, then just start blending it into the crease when there's a little bit less product on the brush. I feel like they're coming off pretty light on the eyes. I feel like in the palette they look like they'd be a little bit more intense. So we're just trying to build that shade up a little bit, but it's not as dark as I thought it was. Shadows are kind of reminding me of like the original Morphe quality, which wasn't that great. And they kind of smell really cheap as well too. Like they just have that certain smell to them, so I'm not sure how I feel right now. I'm actually going to take that same brush and I'm going to pinch it a little bit and go into Heart. And I'm going to put that on the outer third. I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Soar. Again, just pinching it, and I'm going to go along the lower lash line, which this is not necessary. You could definitely use a pencil brush, but I just wanted to show this because I've seen a lot of people recently pinching their brush, and it's a really easy way to make a brush more multifunctional. Not that I don't have 1,200 pencil brushes. So my original plan was to go in with Angel and kind of pack that on the lid and have like a really bright pink matte moment. So I am going to try and do that, and we'll just see how it looks. I'm not sure if it's going to be pigmented enough to make me happy. Well, actually, that's not too bad. Just going to go ahead and pack that on and then blend it a little bit. All right, now I'm going to go into the shade Wings, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner for a little bit of highlight. I think I'm also going to take a little bit of that and just highlight underneath my brow bone as well. All right, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and add the Arrow No. 3 Cupid's Arrow liner from Nabla, which is just a really pretty burgundy shade in my waterline. I'm going to throw on the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright, for blush today, I'm going to go into the M Cosmetics Magic Hour blush, which is like a soft pink, not quite as cool as what's going on with my eyes, but either way, I think it'll still be pretty. So I'm just going to throw that on with a big fluffy brush. Nothing too intense. I'm going to go ahead and take the Ascendant Highlighter from Terra Moons Cosmetics. Just put that right at the very tip top of my cheekbones. It's a really pretty cool tone pink. For lipstick today, I'm going to go into the Vive Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Pan Dulce, which is a really pretty mauve. Alright, so this is the finished look with the Angel quad, and I do like how it turned out. I feel like it's a little bit more subtle than what I was originally expecting from this quad, but it's pretty. I like the overall look, so now let's go ahead and jump on into the next one. Alright, so using the Wild palette today, I'm going to go ahead and start off with this yellow right here, which is called Flower, and I'm just going to put that through my entire crease, and then just start blending. This is going to be my main crease shade today. I feel like that's getting decently bright. It's definitely not the brightest yellow I've ever used, but it looks alright. I'm also going to go ahead and take that yellow shade along my entire lower lash line as well. Alright, now I'm going to take the shade Wild, which is this matte blue, and I'm going to put that right on my outer V. I imagine these two will turn green together, but I don't know if you can tell. It is definitely very, very gently pigmented. That's like really going with the shadow. It's just leaving a like pale kind of blue smoke is how I would describe it, rather than an opaque blue outer V. I can tell you I definitely don't like how it's looking. Hopefully I can add a shade all over the lid, kind of blend it out, and be happy with the look overall, but it's definitely not what I would think that I would get out of this palette. It's just like, you see how bright that blue is, and it's not even that it's turning green, which is what I expected it to do. It's that it's just so sheer. I'm gonna go back in with my previous brush and just try and blend that out a little bit. Alright, I definitely not loving how this is going, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade right here, which is called Psycho, and let me see. Well, it seems pretty pigmented. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that on the lid. I'm just going in with the brush I used for the blue, just lightly blending that out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the shade Flutter, and I'm going to use that on my lower lash line, just on the outer part a little bit. Okay, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to wipe off that little pencil-y crease brush and go back into some more of the blue, just to see if I can get it to be a little bit more what I want. So that's helping a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of blend that into the lid shade, just really packing that on. Alright, so to umph up this look just a little bit, I'm going to go into my e.l.f. and J. Kissa Liquid Shadow Duo, and originally I was only planning to go in with the white shade to do a little inner corner highlight, but I think I'm actually going to go ahead and use the green as well, just because this look is not quite what I want it to be, so I figure maybe add a little bit of sparkles on the lid. It'll make me feel a little bit better, so I'm just going to go in and grab a little bit with my finger, and then just tap that over the lid. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. It's not changing the look a whole bunch, it's just what just happened to my voice? It's not changing the look a whole bunch, it's just adding a little bit of sparkle. And then I'm putting What a Pity Smile on the inner corner. Alright, I'm going to finish up this look by adding the Linda Hallberg Cool Mood pencil in my waterline just to bring out a little bit more of the blue, throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright, for blush today, I'm going to go into the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette, and I think I'm going to use the shade Twilight. For highlighter, I'm going to use Navla Ozone. And then last but not least, for lips, I'm going to go into my Propa Beauty lipstick in the shade Finesse. Alright, so this is the finished look with the Wild quad, and I do like how it turned out. I feel like overall it's a pretty look, but it's definitely not the best quality, I would say. So let's go ahead and jump on into the next palette, or quad. Okay, so today we are using the Unseen quad, and I am going to go ahead and start off with the gray, which is called Shadows. I'm going to go ahead and start that off in my crease as my transition shade. Just as expected, it is a little bit more on the sheer side. I genuinely cannot remember the last time I put a gray in my crease. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and take the black shade called Unseen, and I'm going to put that on my outer V. I just picked up a little bit because I was curious to see how pigmented this black will be, because at this point I have not swatched any of the quads. I'm just going off of how they perform. Just kind of placing that down and blending it out a little bit. feel like it's looking a little bit patchy right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more and just kind of pack that on. See if I can get it to look even. All right, I'm going to go ahead and basically wipe that brush completely off and then just keep blending that out. And I'm going to go back into the first brush that I used with the gray. And again, just blending over the edges. I'm also going to take a tiny bit of that black and just blend it along the lower lash line. All right, now I'm going to dip into this matte kind of burgundy shade called Lifeblood. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put that all over the lid. I thought that this would be kind of an interesting smoky eye situation. So I'm just going to go ahead and pack it on and then lightly blend it out. All right, again, I'm just wiping off that brush and then going back in with the mostly clean brush and continuing to buff out the edge there. Because I want it to be blended, but I don't want to take it up too high. All right, now I'm going to take this copper shade right here, which is called Burn. At first, I totally thought it said Bum, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab that on a tiny little pencil brush and pop it on the front half of the lower lash line. Surprisingly, I think this is actually my favorite quad yet. Okay, so last but not least, because this palette doesn't really have something that screams to me for using on the inner corner, I thought I would pull in a single shadow from Shine by SD Cosmetics. So this is from their Reserve collection and is the shade Reserve number 3, and it's kind of like a pinky iridescent shade. I just thought it'd be really pretty on the inner corner with this look. But I am going to first go ahead and use some NYX glitter primer just because it's a little bit more chunky. Pop the glitter primer right on the inner corner, going in with just a tiny little bit, and then going in with Reserve number 3. Ooh, that is pretty. Oh wow. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some black liner in my waterline, throw in some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, for highlighter today, I'm gonna go into the Better Lace Beauty Rose Quartz highlight. Just grabbing a little bit of that with a fluffy brush. Definitely wanted to incorporate pink on my cheeks to kind of go along with the inner corner. For lips, I'm going to go into the Alamar Cosmetics Birthday Suit Lip Liner, and then I'm going to top it with the Kristen Audette and Mel Thompson lipstick in the shade Beauty. This is the finished look with the unseen quad, and I do like how it turned out. It's definitely my favorite look of this video so far. I still don't feel like the quality is perfect because even looking at the look and just like the process of it, I felt like the gray was a little bit sheer. The red that I have all over my lids, it's kind of harder to see from far away, but up close it is a little bit patchy. It's definitely sticking in some spots better than others. Now let's go ahead and jump on into the final quad. Alright y'all, we are on the last quad. Today we're going to be playing with the Dreamy quad. Super excited about this one because I just think it's such a pretty kind of bluey purple color story. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with this light purple, which is called Wish. I'm a little bit nervous about this one because I feel like these shades could be a little bit more tricky. But I'm just going to go ahead and throw that in my crease to start off with. Just using a big fluffy brush because I want to really blend it out, and then I'll probably go in with something a little bit more precise. Just gonna build it up a little bit. I mean, I feel like you can tell, as I expected, it's a bit more sheer, but it's blending okay. All right, so I'm gonna take that shade on a kind of large pencil brush and start off by popping it along my entire lower lash line. Definitely, again, building that up. Then I'm also going to go ahead and pick up a generous amount of that same shade on that brush and pop it right into my crease just to get it as opaque as I possibly can. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take the blue called Float. That one picked up pretty pigmented, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop that, oh wow, okay, on the outer V. Slightly blending that in a little bit. So it has a decent amount of brightness. Maybe I'll just go ahead and grab a little bit of that and kind of smoke it along the lower lash line. I'm also just going to go back in to my previous brush and blend over the edge. Okay, so this is definitely one where I'm going to go back and forth a little bit with each brush just to get the blend that I like. All right, so I feel like I lost a ton of that light purple, the shade Wish. I feel like you can barely even see it. So I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take this blue shade right here called Wink. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop that all over my lid. That color is just like a very, very soft satin blue. Definitely a little bit underwhelming. Lastly, I'm going to go ahead and take that minty shade Dreamy, and I'm going to pop that on my inner corner. I just thought it would be a fun kind of mint pop. But it's definitely a bit sheer. So there's what 4 layers of that shade looks like. Oh man, I thought that was going to be such a cool pop, but it's very, very subtle mint. I mean, especially compared to what it looks like in the palette. Let's keep packing it on. I'm like, please just be brighter. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add a blue liner in my waterline, throw in some mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, for highlighter today, I really want to go in with something cool toned, so I'm going to go ahead and take my Ofra Pillow Talk. I literally will never get over this highlighter. It's just so good. Okay, so for lips today, I'm going to go into the NYX lip liner in the shade Peekaboo Neutral, and then I'm going to top it off with the Alamar Cosmetics Birthday Suit Lip Gloss. Alright, so this is the finished look, and I am definitely feeling some type of way about the inner corner mint shade not wanting to build. I just feel like I keep looking at it and I'm like, it just looks incomplete. Let's just go ahead and jump on in to my thoughts on the quads. You've gotten kind of some tidbits through trying them, but just to sum it up, I feel like overall I'm kind of underwhelmed, and I feel bad always when I give a negative review to an indie brand, but in my heart I truly believe that being honest is the only way for brands to be better. We'll start with the positive. The color stories of these quads are so beautiful and inspirational. I love all of them and how they're put together, and they definitely kind of made me think a little bit more with my makeup, got me out of my comfort zone. And I've seen some other things from Alien Cosmetics where the color stories are quite intriguing, so I will definitely say they've got that going for them. But I feel like the formula is very all over the place for all of the shades. So just to give you an example, my favorite palette as far as performance goes would be the Unseen. I felt like this was the easiest to work with because these 2 top shades here are definitely more on the drier side, but of all the shadows, the ones that are drier are the ones that are more easy to work with within their formulas. So I feel like those 2 shades were decent to work with, and then the copper was the most like metallic of all of the quads. I feel like most of the shimmers are pretty like weak, which isn't really what I go for. And then the gray is the formula that I don't really love. It's very, very creamy. It feels so promising when you're swatching it, but I just feel like this formula is the same as many that I'll mention in a second, where it's very, very sheer. You have to build it up. It might get a little bit patchy. It's not the best. As far as the Angel quad goes, both of the mattes in here are that more sheer formula, which I was definitely disappointed because when I went into this palette, I thought it was going to be a lot brighter, and it just didn't give me exactly what I wanted out of it. This is a very soft satiny shade. It's kind of like a mauve. It's whatever to me. And then the highlight shade here is actually really, really pretty. I do like that one quite a lot. And then within the Dreamy quad, I feel like the lavender and the mint are both that more sheer creamy formula, and the lavender is actually already getting hard pan in it. The blue was a little bit easier to work with, and that is one of the more dry pressed pigment feeling shadows. And then this blue, again, very, very lackluster shimmer. And then finally is the Wild quad. I feel like the orange and the yellow were a bit more pigmented, and then this light blue was more creamy and sheer, and I really, really, really did not like working with that one. That was definitely one of the biggest disappointments. And then this shimmery green was pretty, but again, very, very just like a soft satin. So overall, I feel like I just don't love the quality. They're just not my favorite formula to work with by far. I would be hesitant to purchase any more palettes from Alien Cosmetics in the future, unfortunately. I also just wanted to mention, this is not a huge deal to me, but the packaging is actually kind of shedding a little bit. So I don't know if you can tell. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a sticker or what, but at the top of each palette, the stickers are coming off. The quads are only $15 each, which is pretty affordable as far as indie shadows go, but me personally, I wouldn't recommend them. That is everything for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.